Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and we're in a Love Notion sale week. Very exciting. They do 3 of these a year. This is the New Year one, obviously, that they're doing. Everything is on sale, classes, patterns, except for the newest pattern, the Encore skirt is not, but everything else is on sale. And when you use my new quarter code, which is 10TKS, you can get an additional 10% off even that sale price. So I know that if you're anything like me, especially if you've been following me for a while, you probably have like a large majority of the Love Notions catalog, especially because, you know, they do the 3 sales a year. They've got their Feature Friday patterns, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've got a lot of patterns, but I wanted to talk today about 7 newer patterns that they have that you might have not grabbed yet, or in fact, quite a few of these have not even had a Feature Friday yet. But these may be ones that you want to grab in this sale. They're newer, and I'm going to be talking about some inspiration. So these are patterns that I'm going to be most likely, definitely making up quite a few of these. Hopefully a lot of them. There's a couple that I've not made up yet, but they are on my plans to do so. So without further ado, let's start talking some inspiration and get your creative juices flowing. All right, so I've got 7 patterns that I want to talk about, and these are all, I think all of these are new within the year. With the exception of the Legato Jeans, those may have been at the end of 2022, but I think, I could be wrong. Maybe those came at the beginning of 2024. Anyway, most of these are all new from 2023. So anyway, again, these may be some that you don't have already in your stash. Okay. First one up is the newest Frankie Polo. Now, I have made this, I've made it with the Sloan, so I put the Frankie collar onto the Sloan body, but I've got a little video for you on Friday, a little sew the look that I've put together, but it is my newest Frankie, and I've filmed a tutorial for you on how to excuse me, sew in that neckline. It's not hard, it's just a little trickier than just popping in, you know, a neckband onto a t-shirt pattern. So I've walked you through how to sew in that Frankie neckband or Frankie collar. And I've done my whole thing in knit. The collar, everything is in the same fabric. Just interface that collar to make it not stretchy. But anyway, that will be on Friday. However, you are seeing polo shirts everywhere in ready to wear right now. Kind of that preppy aesthetic is definitely having a moment. It's really kind of that, whatever you want to call it, the quiet luxury slash old money slash type aesthetic that it seems to be going around right now. But yeah, the polo shirt is definitely having a moment. I've seen it just a ton of places, and the Frankie is a very good one to recreate basically any of those looks. Now, you can put buttons in the placket of the Frankie. I don't, but you can. That's something very easily that you could add to that front placket if you want, if you're not crazy about how open it is when there aren't the buttons, but you can add buttons and buttonholes into that to make it a little bit more like your standard polo shirt. But that is pattern 1 that I think you should add to your list or add to your catalog if you don't already have it. All right, number 2, the Largo cargos. Cargo pants are also having a huge moment. They're also everywhere. We saw them a ton in New York. On all sides, you know, like just wide legs, super baggy, skinnier legs, more athletic ones. I mean, we saw cargo pants all over the place when we were in New York back in October. I love my Largos. You guys have seen them. I made them in velvet. I think they're very flattering. They've got a faced waistband instead of like a fitted waistband at the top, which I find very flattering on my figure. In fact, I'm getting ready to mash the leg of the Largo with the top part of the Legato jeans because I just really like the leg on that. It's nice and wide leg, but not overwhelmingly so for my 5'2" frame. It's just got a lot of great options, and I've actually seen people sew the Largos as jeans. So in a denim, there's patch pockets there on the front, just omitting the cargo pockets, which is also an option. But definitely, if you're wanting something a little bit more on trend, cargo pants are the way to go. They're everywhere. Next up, the Tinley shorts, skirt, and skort. This was released back last summer, so the summer of 2023. I've not had a chance to make them up yet, but skorts are everywhere. So Basically, it's a skirt with shorts underneath. They're very athletic. I saw them in stores everywhere this summer. My daughter bought a couple in stores. I wear athletic skirts as my shorts instead of athletic shorts. But I've seen a push less athletic and wearing them more just like as a short little mini skirt, but it's got shorts underneath, so you're not worried about flashing anything. It makes it kind of sporty, but you can still make it look a little bit more daytime appropriate and less athleisure, if that makes sense. This pattern can be made in wovens as well as knits. I'm pretty sure though that if you're making the skirt, so the skirt that has the shorts underneath, that the shorts underneath do need to be knit because they're like a biker short. Nice and fitted, but the shorts kind of, they almost have like a culotte effect. And then yeah, the skirt and then the skirt, there's quite a few different views there. Elastic in the back, flat front. I really want to make these up. And they've got a more of like an A-line. So if you're using more structured fabric, you can go with like a little bit more of the A-line. And if you're using drapier stuff, you can go with the fuller skirt. So there's two different options there as well. So that, yeah, sky's kind of the limit on that. But I am very anxious to make up a pair of these for the upcoming warmer weather that will be here at some point. But I actually have seen these styled really cute with tights. So I think making a winter pair would actually be really cute, like maybe one in corduroy would be really cute, and or even like a wool suiting. That would be something like kind of unexpected, and you could put on like fleece lined tights underneath it and yeah, get more of that preppy aesthetic, but still be warm. So anyway, I really want to make this one up. That's one that's on my list. Next up, the Giulia top. This also came out in the summer, and it came out about the time I was going to Italy, so I wasn't able to test it or even make one up. I have seen, it's a yoked t-shirt. So this is what I would call, in everyday style lingo, a beyond basic knit top. So it's just a way to kind of elevate a knit top and make it a little less boring, you know, like how many t-shirts can you wear, and you're wearing one every day. So it's still a knit t-shirt style top, but it's got some fun little details. It's got the nice yoke with the little buttons. Again, I'm seeing this in ready to wear as well. You could do some fun things by sticking like a ruffle or something in that seam where the yoke and the bottom of the bodice connect. You could make that yoke even in like a mesh knit if you wanted to, where it looks a little bit more see-through. You could play around with all sorts of trims and embellishments if you really wanted to go crazy. But yeah, this is one that I want to try making for, especially for my warm weather wardrobe, just to see if I can have some fun making a few more beyond basic knit tops for myself. Next up, the Linux dress and top. I have made this, both the top and the dress. What I love about this pattern is that it has these princess seams. It's got two gorgeous necklines, but the princess seams almost feel to me like corset-ish, you know, like it gives a nod to the corset top trend without it being a corset top. So it's a much more modest neckline. It is not nearly as fitted, but you're kind of getting that same feeling and idea, especially, you know, the sweetheart neckline or the square neckline, without it being that over the top. So it's a lot more comfortable. It's just a nod to that trend, which for me personally, that's kind of how I like to interpret trends. Some of those trends that work great if you're 25, you know, now that I'm 43, almost 44, I want to still be on trend and current, but I need to interpret some of those trends maybe a little bit differently. Am I going to wear a legitimate corset top out? No, I'm not. I'm just not. So it's a way to kind of interpret those trends a little bit differently and a little more my style, which I really love. It's a very flattering neckline. If you don't own this pattern, you really need to grab it because it is, both necklines are very flattering. It's a fun sew, and I've made the dress version and I've made the shirt version. The dress version got worn a ton this summer. Yeah, it's a favorite dress of mine. Okay. The sixth pattern is the coated jacket. Quilted jackets are everywhere. You're seeing them more fitted, which again is that same like quiet luxury, old money type trend that you're seeing everywhere, as well as you're seeing them very oversized. So I picked the coated quilted jacket. You can size up, lengthen it if you want to go more oversized, or make the size that fits your body and you have more of that quiet luxury, old money type feeling, like Ralph Lauren type feeling there. I have made this jacket. I love my version. Mine is bright and colorful, but again, depending on the fabric that you use, and you can use pre-quilted fabric if you want, and then you're just binding the edges, and that's really easy to make that up. But it comes with a few different options at the neckline. You can just bind the neckline. It could be a collar, it could be a hood. There's quite a few options there, but and it's got patch pockets on the front. I had to think about that a second. On the front, and it's a lot of fun to play around if you do want to quilt your own fabric with two contrasting fabrics like I did, and create something really special. But it's a lovely quilted coat. Again, they're everywhere. You honestly could even thrift a quilt. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about cutting up like a quilt. So I would definitely use something that can no longer be used as a quilt, because it's, stained really badly, or holes in it, or it's falling apart in sections, and then making a useful garment out of that. But you could recycle a quilt and use it for the jacket as well. Anyway, they're everywhere, and if you don't have this pattern, it's a pretty quick sew, especially for being a jacket. And then finally, the 7th pattern I've put on here are the Legato jeans. Again, I can't remember when these came out, if it was the end of 2022 or if it was in 2023. I love this pattern for many reasons. I'm getting ready to make myself another pair and use the legs from the Largos, but I love it because it's kind of a choose your own adventure pattern. They've got 2 different waistband options, so if you're straighter through the waist and hips versus if you're curvier through the waist and hips. If you've got there's a option for if you've got a flatter rear versus a curvier rear, and then also options if you're tall, regular, or petite, so that not only shortens the legs but also shortens the rise and shortens and lengthens the rise depending on what you need. It's just a really great kind of choose your own adventure pattern, and I was able to get a really good fitting pair of pants or jeans out of it, and it's time for me to make a new pair of jeans. I want to make a pair, and I've showed you guys in the video for my wardrobe update, but I want to play around with some bleaching techniques as well. I don't want them necessarily all uniform in that indigo, and I've seen a few people that have just put like a bleach water solution into a spray bottle and sprayed their jeans, let it set, and so it's still a dark denim, but it's not quite as like flat and uniform with the indigo, and I'm interested in trying that. So stay tuned. I will, of course, take you guys along with me on that. And the plus for the Legato jeans, if you're scared of making jeans, there's a class. So Love Notions does have a class on their website on walking you through how to make that pattern, as well as they have other classes for others of their patterns, and the classes are also on sale. So there you have it. Those are 7 Love Notions patterns, 7 new Love Notions patterns that you might not have in your catalog yet that you may want to add for some fun sewing this year, especially if you've set some sewing solutions, oh, get it, solutions, for yourself this year, and maybe wanting to try like a button-up shirt or a pair of jeans or whatever it might be. The sale is a great time to kind of dip your toe in a couple of their patterns, and again, some of their trickier patterns do have classes. Coat making, the Metro Blazer, there's quite a few classes over there that are also on sale during this week. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Don't forget that 10 TKS will get you the additional 10% off that sale price, taking that price down even lower for you. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. I'll be back on Friday with a Sew the Look and a tutorial for how to sew the neckline of the Frankie. Have a good week, get some sewing in, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.